the next level of drag racing. We have 15 minutes for the opportunity to make one more green combo plus gold to the limit.
Auxiliary Hall. Where is this at? I have not been down here. Oh, quiet back here. Yeah, we got a pool. I did not know there was more down this way. That is news to me. Shoosh, this is a long walk. Oh, okay. All right. Really? This area I knew nothing about. Okay. One momento, everyone. Hang on a second. I wanted to share this. Whoa.
It wasn't us.
Ouch. Brutal. That thing is fast. Sheesh. Whoa. Jeez, that thing is crazy.
Interesting game. First story about Dominic, and it just turns up on my tour. This is
dang, dude. That thing is brutal.
Well, here he is. Lord Vader, would you like to join us on the stage?
Well, I don't know how to show.
Didn't get a word of that.
He was rejected.
For me, I'm fine.
Death spinner.
I don't even know what's happening right now, but you know, we're provocative. Oh, thank you, Lord Vader. I appreciate your honesty there. you can take a seat. It's fine. Oh, can you not use the force? What's the deal there? Okay. He's very direct.
I mean, this is
You're saying that's fair? I don't want to be left. I have a reputation to give up.
You're kind of going to meet Yoda.
Hello, big boy. 56.
Slightly, yeah, I'm British. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to the Death Races 2025 update. Are we ready? Are we filming? We're doing this. We're live on YouTube. We're live on other things. I want to introduce a couple of people. onto the stage.
What?
Brian from Offset Maker, first and foremost. Hello. And Lord Vader from the Death Star. Yeah, I'm not too sure how this is going to go, but most of you, of course, will be familiar with the Death Racers. We've had an enormous amount of success over the last 9 events, which is kind of crazy.
It's been fun.
Yeah, in just over 2 years. So use your clicker, use the force. Okay, so we're just going to go through a few things. I'm going to read it off the screen because I didn't fully rehearse this. But how did this start? Recent achievements and milestones. What's ready next for 2025? All I can hear is you clicking and banging. Are you okay? Okay, good.
That is.
The game in 2025. The next steps and action items in the Q&A and discussion will be at the end of the talk. Okay, so how did this all start? Mainly a weird idea about punching John Telling in the face. So I went to an event in Germany called Formnext because I knew Joel Telling was going to be there, and at that particular point in time, I knew he was the biggest YouTuber in this space. So my plan was very simple. I was going to go and find Joel Telling and tell him that I'm going to punch him in the face. Then when he is shocked, I was then going to say, well, we're going to do some 3D printing, and basically it's a battle Rock'em Sock'em Robots, which I think a lot of people in the US will be familiar with. Meets 3D printing, and we're going to do this whole big thing. What do you think? And he was like, let's do it. So we strolled on a couple of months, and going from Germany to Birmingham in the UK. Joel once again was there, and I presented him with what we would now call a Death Racer. So he made a video on that. Medium sort of success because people didn't really understand the dynamic of that. But after that particular point in time, I then came to the US with a product because I wanted to launch my own kind of YouTube career as well. And Joel was obviously influential in doing that. So we went to the Midwest Rep Rap Festival. There were a total of 5 races there at that point in time. We strolled on. A few more months later, obviously we met you there, of course, at the Midwest Rep Rap Festival. Did you have a Death Racer at the time?
Actually, it was this event 3 years ago that we met.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, 3 years ago was our first event at Merch.
Okay, so we launched the kit, we launched the files, people started making their own files. Then we came to the East Coast Rep Rap Festival where I met you, and you, I guess. I guess. You've made a very crucial moment in my life, Lord Vader. So this is how it went down with Earth, as it was known at the time. I sent a message to a guy called Chris, who's one of the organisers, and said, hey, I've just done this thing at the Midwest Rep Rap Festival. I think it's going to be quite big. What do you think? We want to bring it to Maryland and do this amazing event. And he said, no. And I was like, damn, that wasn't quite the answer I was going to expect from what possibly could be a new thing. So I was like, well, okay, here's the deal. We've got a couple of choices here. We can do it anyway, or we can kind of manage it and so that you don't have racers running around your floor. So we got onto a first phone call. Now, as most of you will know, if you send a text message or if you send an email, you can never really get the tone. So I spoke to Chris on the phone. That was in the morning. And then 2 hours later, he called me back and we spoke again. And then another hour later, he called me again. And it went from that no to amazing excitement that this is the venue, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it.
Where is
And
this Sam Live at?
Earth allowed us to do Death Races here. So
Channel,
we then
do you
turned
know?
up to do
This is live here. I don't know if he's got someone else recording it live as well.
Races,
Probably.
Anything that's kind of not a stock racer, these guys have been responsible for, which I think is an amazing achievement. And as we move on from that, the Offset Maker team now are an integral part of the Death Racer group. So as we move forward, just to explain that, as we move forward, it's not just me, there's other people inside of this group that you can reach out to should you wish to build one. I think we're at about 800 members on the Facebook site. There's a couple of Discord channels as well. And as we move forward, we do some exciting things. We're at 9 events now. So we've done 9 death racing events, not just in the US, we've also had one in the UK as well. We've had 2 events that have been indoor ones, which is always a worry, just in case anything blows up and catches fire and you have to throw it out of an 18th century building, which is what we had to do in the UK.
Also did that 3 years ago here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, let's click it. So, I'm going to sort of stand up for this. Yeah, so 9 events across Rep festivals, and we've got many more plans that are coming up in the future. In 2025, so into the new season, we are now planning to do over 100 kits that are going to be put into production, which we're hoping we're going to be able to make that free of charge to people that want to build these things. Also in 2024, we realised that sourcing parts was expensive and quite painful, so the kits coming from Victory Tech, and a chance meeting that I had in China, which I won't talk too much about. It was a very odd meeting to have
And one
with
camera up
some
front, so
Chinese
this
people.
probably live on another channel.
We realised that together
But
we
this
could
is
work
live too.
and actually make a kit.
Hopefully the
Now, these
audio's
kits
okay.
at one particular point in time were probably, what, $300 or $400 at least?
About that, yeah.
So we managed to get the kits down to 179. And also
Yeah,
in 2025, we
maybe.
plan to bring the whole STEM element into this as well. Everything that I've done in regards to design work, it's always been STEM focused. So the idea is to inspire people and educate people. It's really, really important to me that we do that. And I think, despite the name being Death Racers, I do honestly believe that there's a lot of merit inside of this, and whether it's a racer or if it's a tiny bike or it's some of the other stuff we've got coming up in the future, it's very much about inspiring not just young people, but anybody that's interested, especially in the 3D printing world. So there we go. That was Earth. Which year was that?
That was 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. Again, this year's been weird because we didn't put a ton of promotion into it because we were working on the kits and getting those over the line. But imagine there's probably, what, 35 races there? We're going to anticipate that next year, post-launch of these kits, now we've sold 100 of these kits already, we've made them available, people have bought them. The next stages, though, are going to be how we fund that, how we fund another 100 kits. So potentially next year we might have 70 races on site, which is going to be bedroom. You can stand up.
You know who I am.
You could be.
This wasn't planned. This wasn't planned at all. So how are we going to do that? What's the support for 2025? So boosting support on both online and in events, bringing key experts in with your questions. We've done a little bit of that today. We've also learned quite a lot this weekend as well, is that actually if you're going to be building a death racer, you're probably going to want to be doing that at home, not when you should be enjoying yourself at a Retro Festival. That's a pretty much 101 now. Uploading build videos and documents, organising everything into a centralised location, which we also found was problematic because not everybody does Facebook. So Facebook, Discord, and GitHub.
Morning,
I
Phil.
didn't realize that one.
Yeah, GitHub as well. I think we're going to do that as well. Hosting
Morning,
regular
Robert.
build streams, which is something we're going to be starting hopefully in the next couple of weeks, leading up to events. So we're going to build these things on stream. You can follow along. We've got a whole bunch of documentation that
I'll
we'll
be
talk
building
about.
one myself.
The kits are slightly
Me and
different to
Keela's
perhaps
gonna build
maybe
one.
how maybe you would have built them in the past. So we just want to make sure that everyone's got enough support to be able to do this themselves at their homes.
Hey, Reverend.
So launching 2025
Robert,
sponsorship,
don't-
providing build kits
Me and
filaments,
Keela will be building
and select areas of free
one on
print
stream
support.
too.
Now,
She's gonna build
up
one,
until this
I'm gonna
particular
build
point
one,
in
so
time, I've been
that's
really
really
fortunate to have been supported by Polymaker, but invariably what's happened is Polymaker have kind of taken the monopoly of
I
this whole
told
thing.
you I was coming up
But
here.
what we really want to do, other vendors have been like, we really want to build a death racer, but we don't have time. So the way we're going to make this move forward,
Keela,
as
come
I
up
say,
here.
in Number 5, the game is about to change. We're going to change the rules. We're going to try and create teams. So you might have, for instance, I see someone at the back there, young gentleman there. You might have, for instance, a team Prusa. So you could be on Team Prusa. You'd be representing their brand. Now, when these guys come to Retro Festivals, they're here not only just to enjoy themselves, but they're also here to educate and share their journey and also show you their 3D printers and products for you to buy. Now, if you're representing a company like Prusa, you're going to have to be top brass, top people, top brass. So sponsors will basically have the opportunity to work with us. We will be able to mass buy the kits, which will reduce the overall, it won't be 179, it will be a lot less money. So we're hoping to have 18 sponsors, and we're going to raise a whole lot of money in order to get you kits. So the way that will work is there'll probably be an online form. You'd be able to ultimately get that information, put your information in where you are, which events you can attend inside of that next 12 months, and the sponsorship hopefully will be awarded to you. When I'm talking about sponsorship, it's the full kit, it's the filament, and hopefully it's the support you're going to need to build one of these for yourselves, which I think is pretty cool. Something for nothing. So house racers will be there to ensure that races are fair. So we found today that couple of guys just wandered off. They were out of the race, we gave them 10 seconds to come back, one was eliminated. If that happens in the future, we're going to have some gnarly races, house robots that are going to come in and basically clear the walkway. And if anything is deemed to being unfair, they're going to neutralise that particular player.
Fire, right? Exactly. Lots of fire.
Lots of fire. Team captains will be selected for each of those as well. So let's say, for instance, we have 18 teams across 5 or 6 events in North America. Those particular people will be speaking to, let's say, for instance, the sponsor. There'll be one person that will basically be dealing with that. That person will say to their team of 4 or 5, hey, what do you need? What filaments do you need? What's going to give us the advantage? And the way that the game will change, there still will be death races, but we want to do things like flips and tricks. We want speed races, and out of that team of 5 or 6, each of those will be built in a particular way. So it might be a bigger battery, it might be a better way of moving things forward, a lighter racer, a heavier racer. Any of those kinds of things will kind of go into play as we get into this 2025 season. And finally, we're going to be bringing public races. So people that have never built one of these before, that have gone, what's that? Death what? That we can basically give them a control and they can have a race all on their own, and hopefully with sponsorship as well, they'll win some prizes should they behead their competitor. It's all medieval, it's a British thing. We enjoy that. It's a weird mix. I'll just tell you a real quick story. In the UK, if you do something well, they give you a little well done. That was a very good show, chap. In America though, you guys are crazy. The shirts come off, it's all around the head. And this is why I love doing these events out here, because it's just next level. So we're looking for sponsors. Yes. These are some of the people that we're talking to right now. Some of those names you might correlate with. Maybe
also, yes, please don't forget to like
and I'm saying that
and subscribe.
There's a guy right here. And actually, he's the main person that I'm speaking to about sponsorship. So maybe you love Prusa. Maybe you've got Prusa printers. Maybe you've had Prusa printers all your life. Maybe you want a Prusa printer. And working with them, that will give you the edge. You'll be working with those guys in a very, very small capacity in your team. So, representing that brand might be the thing for you, but I have to wait and see. We've got other people there as well, of course. Okay. Anything from you, Ryan? Nope. Lord Vader? Say what?
I said, don't be too proud of this technological creator. It's easy to do some of the stuff we got.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to think of a line. I can't even. Any questions? Denise. Where's Nick? It will be.
All right, so next year you're going to do teams.
Yes.
Does every player have to belong to a team?
No.
Okay.
So if you want to be an individual and just come as yourself, I'm independent, that's absolutely fine. But the idea behind teams is, if you're building something that's a heavier racer, or a mechanism racer, or something like, for instance, your stuff with the Homer Simpson stuff, you might go into a special class. So that's really what that's about. But the idea will be there will be several races. The races ultimately will be longer, but inside of that race format, you might have specific races for that task. That's the idea.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who come along and it's like, oh, they just heard about it, so I wouldn't want someone to like miss out because it's like, oh, we're useful, you know. So I was,
Yeah, sure. I
still raise it.
I would imagine, so the way I envisage it is that at, let's say for instance, Merv, there will probably be a team table and your dev races will be on that, it will be part of that whole remit. You might be working on your own races, but ultimately, if you were the head of that team, you'd be able to donate what you guys do. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hi, you mentioned STEM applications. Do you have any plans to do like a junior league, or is it all ages?
So, good question, really good question. It is all ages. Absolutely. If we're able to get to a point where we are able to do what we want to do, and what I envisage is, I'd like to ensure that we full STEM with this, that we're able, working with the sponsors, to be able to, if your academy or school doesn't have 3D printers and you want to do one of these, I want to encourage sponsors to be able to give you or loan you 3D printers and filaments in order to do, you're not going to loan you filaments, but to loan you a 3D printer in order to do this. It's a really big part of what we're about, really huge part. And I want to encourage people to do this, and especially young people. It's all about that. Does that answer your question? Where we're at right now, I can't tell you this is a definitive answer. When we get talking to these 18 sponsors, it's a big task for me because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of moving parts inside of that. But when we get to that that particular area, that's when we'll be able to advise that more and more. But we've got a lot of work to do before January. I don't think the first Rep Festival is until May, so we've got a bit of time. Anybody else? Anything for Lord Vader? Yes.
Are there any aspirations for like mini death racers for like tabletop kind of things, or is this all full outside?
I think it's a great idea. It's definitely something that can happen. There's no files yet. There's no plans that are actively moving towards that yet, but I don't hate that. I think that's a great idea. It's definitely something that we should explore.
We were literally just talking about that. So the thing is with this, it's for the longest time, it's kind of just been me and a designer. And it was a silly idea, and it's one of those ideas where we thought this was just going to be a one-shot thing. We thought we'd do 1 year, and then I'll move on to something else. Now, we have also moved on to other things. So you've seen the little bikes down there as well, the 3D printed bikes maybe. They're with the Death Racers bit on my kind of area down there. So we've moved on to other things as well, but this still remains probably one of the most popular things we've done in quite some time. It's a lot of fun. So, the other thing is, there's an element of fairness, and we want to make sure that, if your son or daughter has just made something, we don't want them to be taken out of the game within 5 seconds. So things have to be fair. It's medieval jousting. The idea, again, if you don't know what this is, the idea is to have a servo on the back, and then basically you use that servo as a joust to knock off the head. So that's it. We're seeing a lot of kind of these spurious weapons that spin, decapitate, and smash and maim. That's not really the nature of what the game is about. This is supposed to be really, really simple. It's only supposed to be about taking the head off. And that's really what you need to do. Yeah? Thought you were going to say something. It's just your breathing. Okay. Denise.
Okay, so if we want to go back to the original style of Death Racer, are we gonna for the teams, this is your set, we're just gonna go back to the boom kind of weapon, the bludgeon? Or,
No.
or are we still gonna have the spinning wheels of death?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't.
Are we still going to have the spinning wheels of death? Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying there's some that are unfair that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, you'll find that in your team you can denote what you do. See, unfortunately, I'm not being patronising here. Life isn't fair, right? What could happen is you could just put it on the floor and it might not work.
Okay.
So, anything can happen. So, you know, although we want to try and avoid little Timmy, he spent a year building a death racer and his last 5 seconds, we can't predict that that's going to happen. But if it does happen, then we're going to make sure that, you know, little Timmy is well looked after.
Poor little Timmy.
Encourage creativity in making models.
100%. And in regards to that, we're looking to set up a series of videos on how to
everybody
add
watching.
heads, how to make
We are
modifications to your
building
racer.
one on stream.
It's going to be in
Me
a
and
very
Kilo
kind of
are going to be
simplistic
building
form,
2.
But if you're using Shapeway or Fusion 360 or what's the other, Tinkercad, we want to show those elements off, just to answer your question. But you know, just because you have the knowledge to do something yourself, really that knowledge kind of needs to be shared. So anybody can make a YouTube video on this particular topic, and we're really going to be pushing people to do that. We really want people. I spoke to you earlier, sir, and you know what you find in the YouTube world is that just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean I'm right, that you care what I'm saying, and actually you might want a really hardcore technical aspect on something, and that's fine. And we, you know, this. I want to make sure that we've done this. I've taken it so far. We've got these amazing kits, this amazing opportunity. People that want to work with us, Red Rat festivals that are literally jumping up and down, going, "Oh my God, we're so excited that you're coming back to do this again." People that are really, really excited as well. And you know, it's not. I want to make sure that it's not just mine. I want to make sure that everybody's able to, you know, deal with this and have this as the way. That's the aim. Anything else? Feta, got any questions?
It goes back to the individual. I'm allowed to talk. If I go back to the individual, everybody sees and I can manage my own. I still have to join a team.
No.
Okay, so nobody wants to team on my own. But
yeah, so
when we race it in a different class, because the next battle or something, or special qualifications, I'm going to be like individual process.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Sometimes you'll get a big load of mechanism races, and the thought process is, well, they're a bit scary. Do I really want my racer that I've just spent the last 12 months building to be smashed up in a single second? The answer is probably not. So, but again, I go back to the original thing. All you've got to do is take the head off. You know, it doesn't really matter how big or how scary this thing is. In regards to the way the fairness works, and what we're going to be devising next is there's going to be a little machine. What'll happen is there'll be a servo on it, and we'll test it. Does the head come off? Yes, it does. So that's it. We saw today that somebody turned up, a gentleman over here, with, it was yesterday, wasn't it, with some nozzles installed. The deal, it was awesome, but at the same time, the chances are you probably didn't know that everything has to be FDM printed, right? And I couldn't see it because it was spinning so fast, but the destruction was crazy. But it also is dangerous. So we've got to find a happy medium here where I'm working this event inside of a university, and I've called the thing death races. There's only so much death that I really want to encourage. So, you know, it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be enjoyable, and I really want people to have a good time. So but if you want to come in as yourself, you can pick the races that you get into, and it will be formatted much better than it is right now. You'll know what kind of races you're going to be doing, and you can pre-plan. Hey, we're going to have a speed race. Right, I'm going to do that one. You're going to do that one, and these are the people that are going to take. We're doing a thing called flips and kicks. So the idea with that is that you might be able to take somebody out by going up a ramp and launching yourself into another racer. But in order to have that done, you have to make sure that all your cables are taut, that your board isn't flopping around in there, your battery's not going to fly out the back. So your specialist skills inside of your team are going to be paramount to your team winning. Yeah? Any questions? What about the Crusoe? Any questions? I see you're on your phone. You must have a really good question. You're good, okay. Yes, Mr. Tripod.
I came in late. Can you start over?
Well, here's the good thing, John. It's being recorded on YouTube over here. We're also making a video on it here, and people that were here yesterday is a really good example. Now, what's going to happen now? But just for your benefit, Ryan's now going to do the talk over again because we clearly have another 30 minutes.
You look like Aaron. Thanks for coming.
I don't know.
Hearts, hearts, hearts.
Oh, okay.
Sending hearts,
Okay.
sending hearts.
Is there any other questions? Okay, so in closing, what we're trying to do, as I said before, is we're trying to make this as accessible as possible and putting these kits into your hands. So hopefully you can be part of that, and I encourage you to come back next year and we have a good time. Thank you very much for listening. Appreciate it.
I thought that they was like racing them over here or something again. Apparently not. I see hearts flying away. What is this stuff? Because I didn't see this earlier. Are we ramping things here?
So I got a picture of him.
What are we doing over here? What do we got here?
3D printing races.
Okay.
Pinewood Derby, but with 3D printed cars.
Okay. Pinewood Derby. Cheater. What's up, 3D HP? The Flintstones. Look at the Flintstones. Luke's Land Speeder. Art car. Red Castle. Skyrim logo car. The Poop Mobile. The freaking Poop Mobile. Look at it. That's cool. Dude, I should like print one to go over here. I like this guy though. That wheel's not spinning though. Yeah, I didn't know there was a whole zone down here. Did not know that, and it's a long way down. How you doing? You having fun? No? Huh? Yeah? Good. He's bouncing the ball. Fix my YouTube issue with raids. Good. Jerry, that's awesome. I'll be able to raid into you then from now on. When we finish our Saturday streams, we'll be able to raid into you. We'll try anyways. So next time I stream, I will be raiding into you. We'll bring 50 or 60 people over there to your stream. Switched it up. I'm gonna go be live for a few minutes here. If anyone has a special request, please let me know now. Taking special requests. Ask Loop why a bottle is $35. Yell out 3D HP says hi. 3D HP says hi! Jump down onto that table. No. No, thank you. You're trying to break me, guys. Trying to break me. Pin and pin. Bruh. Let's go down here. What are you trying to break me for, man? Trying to.
You got 30 seconds. Come on.
Man versus machine.
Now I know what to see when I go there next time.
Have a good one.
Oh, yeah, see it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like you guys got 5th place.
Thank you.
Not bad.
5th
That's awesome.
place.
Woo.
Jeez. Yeah, they're trying to take me out, Bryce. What's up with that, man? This thing's pretty slick.
Yeah. But you could.
Wild Joel has appeared. Hey, Gloob, why does it cost $35? Yeah, see, there I asked for you. Why are you charging $35?
Excuse me.
I just saw you in there.
You did?
Yeah.
It was a great speech.
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
Yeah.
Can you take a picture?
Later. You want a Jolly Rancher? Kitchen conversion chart. A1.
Yeah, man, DJ.
6-axis robots aren't cheap. No, they're not. No, they're not. We got some. That's what they've got left, it looks like. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, gotcha. Say hi, you're live.
Hello.
Say hello. Woo! Posy. Hi guys, I've got to get off here. I've got to get some work done, so I may go live one more time before the event is up, but thank you for watching. I thought they was having another race, like not the death races, but the actual drag race. I don't think they've done it. Maybe they did it yesterday. I don't know. Anyways, y'all have a good day. We'll see you later.